So last year at the bike thon we changed it up a bit. Packed up my bike with camping gear and biked out to Women's Federated Forest in Persham, Mass. And then proceeded to set up camp. This is me setting up my hammock tent, which I absolutely love. And that night it gets super dark. Got woken up by a screaming owl. It's definitely the woods. In fact, when you head out to Women's Federated Forest, there's no range or anything. You're just supposed to call ahead and tell them that you're there, and they say, "All right, cool," and that's it. Nothing. It's a little sketchy, but it was a beautiful time. Got some quiet time to spend in prayer, and we did this to show we were coming out of wilderness. So here is kind of the ride out of Women's Federated Forest. And you can see as we were coming out of wilderness, this at the time the pandemic was still raging. It was the vaccine had started to come out, but it's this place of kind of darkness and wilderness. And the cool thing is about coming out of Women's Federated, it's just a mile of broken pavement. Um, and it feels like a Robert Frost poem. And as you go deep back into the woods through the Quabbin, I'm just kind of reminded of this beautiful wilderness that was taken because the Quabbin was not formed as a natural reserve, but these was people's farms, homes. Uh, it was made to give drinking water. And now we have this beautiful area, but you have to remember that this wilderness is taken. So, as I move on, stop and take some pictures and look at this kind of cool water formation. Um, I take another picture, I think right here. Yeah. But this is kind of going through the woods, into this wilderness, out, and getting back in beauty, and getting out of the wilderness is hard because it's all dirt, it's uphill, it's rough, but it's good. You can hear my cat murmuring in the background because she wants some attention. So I don't see many people, but it's gorgeous and really tough. And this hill right now got me because there's uphill, it's steeper than it looks, and there's no tractions, none. Just beat up rock. The hill's so hard, but finally got out of it and up to just more broken pavement. And more uphill. And I was thinking it's nice to finally see people and some power and some 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 houses. And finally some downhill. This is so nice after just climbing. I'm gonna stop for a second to fix my shoe there. Okay, so this hill kind of is long and grinding and just kind of snuck up on me. My mom called me right here, check up on me, make sure everything's kosher. Because being in the woods, couldn't really get a hold of her. I think it's the first time I talked to her in about 24 hours. And finally, it's a nice downhill. We're gonna skip ahead in a minute. After this other sneak attack hill that just grinded me. And I'm also carrying 30 pounds of camping gear. So, and food and water and all that stuff. So it's just It's harder than it looks. Alright, we skipped ahead, and we're really out of the wilderness and rural area and moving into the suburbs. Out of that wilderness and moving into community, seeing more people, seeing more signs of civilization and life. And what is that to you spiritually? What does civilization and life look like when you're coming out of that sparse area? Alright, and this for me was the real transition after this last hill of out of the suburbs into a real city, urban environment, because it just changes to cars, houses, everything, getting into Springfield. This feels much more like my normal bike commute. Just trying to avoid cars, not get hit. And I got about 2 miles left. And be at my destination. So this was the ride from last year out of the wilderness. Thanks.